Okay, oh my gosh, it literally just lost its focus. Wait, I swear let's see. Is my face made focus? Okay. So, welcome back to my channel. I'm Yoon, and this is my channel, obviously, Yoon, and today's video is what I read in March. And because I read so little books in March, I'm also making it my April TBR, like my what I'm planning to read, hopefully, and succeed TBR in April. So, a little update on what happened in March. I'm so out of breath, so sorry about that. Let's see. So I started school again, and literature majors have to read so much. I'm not used to it. There's so much reading, and there's so much writing going on that it's like I'm like a little frazzled from trying to adapt. So hopefully I do make it somehow. Of my 4 books that I read in March, which is really sad because I only read 4 books, 2 of them are technically part of one of my classes curriculum, like one of the readings I had to do, but they're books, so I just counted them. There was, well, I guess I could, you know what, let me just get that book super quick. Okay, so, is it focusing on my face? Okay, I think now it is. So I guess I technically read 6 books. 1 is a graphic novel, 1's a webtoon, and another's a reread. But I'm gonna just count it, might as well. So, if you haven't guessed, 4 out of 6 of these books are because of the Koreadathon, which I had a lot of fun doing. The vlog is, give me a quick second. Oh dear. My card fell. But can I just say how cute Korea does their Starbucks cards? I don't know. I've only been to the States once. Why is it not focusing? There we go. I've only been to the States once, and I saw like normal generic rectangular cards. But in Korea, sometimes, depending on the theme, they'll like do shaped cards. So this was 2018's cherry blossom season, and they had like this is my mom's, and they also had a kind of like a, what's the word, I don't know what shade that is, but like a specific shade of blue also. Here we go. And then this one's mine. Do I need my hand? Okay, oh my gosh, it literally just lost its focus. Wait, I swear. Okay, here we go. So it was this shade and design, which is the one I had. Well, I have, it's still mine. And then here was their 2019 summer one, which is just a slice of watermelon, but super cute. Anyways, sorry, I got distracted. What was I saying? Right, so most of these books that I read in March are from Koreadathon. And let's start off with the group read, which was Winter and Sokcho by Elisa, Shua, Dusapin. I had rated this 3.5, I think. But I think I'm going to drop it down to like a 2.5. Because at first, I think I had rated it like a 3 because I was very neutral about it. Because I was like, I didn't want to judge it too harshly because I'm not used to what I think is like a stream of consciousness kind of not like writing style. But I did enjoy the way the scenes were written. But the ending was very confusing. I don't know exactly what I'm supposed to interpret from that. And I feel like the summary is a little misleading because it says like she strikes upon a way to finally be seen. Spoiler alert, I don't think she does. I feel like it kind of ends with her starting to like find who she thinks, like I feel like it ends with her starting to like actually try to figure out who she thinks she is. So I think the summary is misleading. Like, it doesn't, there's no conclusion or not even really a start to her self-discovery journey, her journey of self-discovery. Not used to the writing style. I enjoyed the scenes. Summary is a bit misleading. And then next book that I read was Human Acts by Kang, and 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5. This book is just so emotional and just so well written. Like, it really puts how horrific war and just, or like demonstrations and things like that into perspective. It could also be more 5 out of 5 for me, because it's really my first time reading a book that talks about like such a serious topic, as I don't really read a lot of like non-fiction fiction. But yeah, 5 out of 5. And this book, I forget that I like keep forgetting to give like summaries of the book. So from what I can remember and what I can do to the best of my abilities is that this book is about the Gwangju uprising in Korea, 1980, I believe. And then a boy called Tongo is killed, even though he, like, it was a very shocking manner of death. Not gory or anything, it's just very, like, you wouldn't have expected him to die in the first place. And then it follows how that death kind of affected people around him up until 2013. So highly recommend. And then the webtoon I read was 전지적 독자 시점, or Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint, if you can read it. And I loved it. I will say the story for me personally picks up a lot more like near the end of volume 2, volume 3 to 4 personally. And then the last book that I have been mentioning several times, it was actually a reread. It's Lemon by Kwon, Yeo-Sun, and again, 5 out of 5. Rereading it actually just made it so much better. But yeah, and then for the things I read for school, one was Carmilla by, I think it was like Fanu or something. I don't think I rated that with it. Did I rate it? I don't think I rated it because I didn't have like too many thoughts on it. Yeah, I didn't rate it. So Carmilla by Joseph Lefanu, either way I think is the last name. But yeah, Carmilla is basically a lesbian vampire story in which one day Laura and her dad are just living in their house, and then one day a young woman called Carmilla comes in, like stops by, and she is she's like taken in by the father and daughter because she had like an illness or something, but the people she was riding with were all like on a time crunch of some sort, so they like offered to take her in. And then however like a day after Carmilla wakes up, strange occurrences start to happen. So women from a nearby village start dying, I think, of insanguination, and Laura herself is starting to fall ill. So then there's like definitely something around Carmilla, and I think that's like the best I can do for the summary. And then I also read Dracula. So the last book I read was Dracula by Bram Stoker. Also, before I tell you, can I just show you my annotations? Like, can you even see them from here? Like, honestly, deckled edges and sticky tabs do not mix. Like, don't ever get a book with deckled edges if you're gonna annotate it, because it's just, my annotations look so ugly because you have to like really jut out the sticky tabs so you can find them. Like, anyways, so I myself can't summarize Dracula because I've tried so many times to look up a summary and none of them were very satisfactory. But if I had to summarize it, I guess it's just one day Jonathan Harker visits Count Dracula for talks of setting something up in London. And however, he finds out that Count Dracula is a vampire with more nefarious goals. And, well, with more nefarious goals, which end up affecting his wife as well as like a specific group of people, which catches the attention of one Van Helsing, who seems to be the only one who can stop him. The best I can do. And then I rated this 3.5 because I had to read this. I think this video is gonna come up first, but I had to read this in like 3 days to read it and then write a response paper on it. And it's like 420 pages and I just couldn't not. It was so hard to do it because the writing was a little old and it just wasn't that fun. So 3.5 because I wasn't able to read it as much as I could if I were reading just like a normal book for fun, for leisure. But I did like how the creepy and or scary scenes were written. Like, I feel like that did a really good job in, what's the word? Like, it delivered the emotion it was meant to. But yeah, Dracula. So that is it. So that was what I read. And then my TBR. So far it's only 3 books because I can't guarantee I'll be able to read 4 books, but the physical book hasn't arrived yet. But the first off, which I already started reading, is Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. I just got to chapter 13 and yeah. And then A Magic Steeped in Poison by Judy L. Lin. I am so excited to get my copy. I've been hearing really good stuff about it. And yeah. And then this one I'm gonna show is the Illumicrate edition. So if you are getting Illumicrate March and you haven't gotten your box yet, you might want to skip to this time frame so that you don't get spoiled. But I also plan to read Gallant by V. Schwab. Also very excited. And I guess if you think about it, if I manage to read these books, I'm gonna have to like film 3 reading vlogs because I'm doing like this series of my most anticipated reads and I'm like, oh gosh. But who told them to come out so early? And then finally, The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axio. This one I feel like I could have probably already started reading, but I'm buddy reading this with a friend and she's still settling in because she moved to she moved back to the States, so she's like still settling in and all that. So this one might not be April, it might be like later this year or something. But yeah, and that is it for my April TBR and also what I read in March. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know how your month went. Did you read a lot? Did you not? Like, did you get into a slump or anything? And yeah, thank you for watching and I will see you next time. Bye. I feel like it's a little unfair. Now that I closed the curtains, the lighting seems a bit better. That's cheap. That is very unfair.